Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. Today we're here in Angarrack. No walk book today, just a map. The Ordnance Survey 102. We've made this walk up ourselves and it does feature that beautiful viaduct behind us, some countryside, some farmland. You will love it. Angarrack is near Hayle on the north coast of Cornwall. To help us grow our channel, please subscribe and consider supporting us on Patreon.
So whilst there isn't actually a car park here in Angarrack, you should quite comfortably be able to park your car here, usually on the side of the road, usually a few parking spaces here. It's free of charge. So we're going to head that way, Riverside.
So Angarrack is dominated by this fantastic viaduct. It actually carries the main railway line.
The current viaduct there was built in 1885. It's actually the second viaduct here. The first one was built in 1852 in a slightly different position. And the original viaduct was overseen by Isambard Kingdom Brunel.
One of the reasons we've come to Angarrack is there's a fantastic community down here. They get together every Christmas.
Oh yeah, the Christmas lights.
And they put on a splendid spectacle, and they have the days of Christmas. It all follows this little stream that we're walking beside, and it is glorious, isn't it?
Possibly the best Christmas lights in Cornwall.
Yeah, for a village, I think it's really impressive.
Brilliant, aren't they?
Excellent.
I was chatting to the bloke earlier that put these in.
Yeah.
Asked him what the running costs were. He said they were a bit dear.
Riverside has these individual properties set back off the road. In fact, the stream runs at the bottom of their driveways. Hello? Hello?
Here, Sarah. Do you want a free apple? Go on, help yourself to a free apple.
Any in there, is there?
What are they looking like? Ah, I want my money back.
This road purely serves the houses that have been built along the little stream here, and it'll peter out in a minute.
So this is actually the footpath we're going to be using now. It doesn't really look like a footpath. It looks as if it could be sort of an entrance to someone's driveway. Got some lovely wooden posts here with ropes on them, guiding the way.
A sign that autumn is just round the corner. These gorgeous coloured rose hips, oranges and reds, looking stunning today. I adore this bit because of what's around the corner. It does feel kind of almost cared for as a footpath. It's lovely because you don't feel as though you're intruding on anybody's land. And as if by magic, you just happen across this pond here, all planted up with the lily pads. There's bees and butterflies in there. They are just jumping around and dancing in all those flowers. They must be having a lovely time. Feels really tranquil and calm and quite special down here to find this. It's lovely. So passing by Trungle Mill and Trungle Farm. I'm going to start climbing now so that we can get views of that viaduct. Remember how tall it was? That's how far we're going to climb. Can you talk?
Oh,
I know.
it was stank up that hill, wasn't it?
Some stank there.
So in quite a short period of time, we're up to the same sort of height as the top of the viaduct.
Yeah.
It's starting to get some pretty good views.
I think I'm standing on the gates and no gate leaning today. But look at that. So that's the viaduct from above. You can see we're the same height as it now. Bit of gate leaning, I think. What a gorgeous autumn view, eh?
Farmer's been busy, hasn't he?
Yeah. So we're not using a walk book today. We've put this walk together ourselves using Ordnance Survey Map 102. And whilst there's a vlog here on YouTube, if you join us on Patreon, there's a detailed annotated video and full written instructions. Come and have a look.
I hope you know where you're going, because this looks like a dead end.
Watch and learn. That herd is a fantastic colour. I love cows, especially when they're behind a fence.
I would tell you loads of cow related jokes, but I'm sure you've heard them all before.
Oh, no, cut. Farmer's given us a nice designated path to walk through. Can be prone to stinging nettles. Not good with the shorts. And just up in the trees up there, the tower of Gwinear Church, which is where we're aiming for now. I love this field. These stiles, they're like cattle grid style stiles. That's a weird thing to say. But because they've got that trench and they've covered them with basically granite slabs, they do resemble a cattle grid. But this field, it is just not obvious. It is lovely what they've done here. So we've got two gates and no obvious stile. Where do we go? Oh my goodness me! Where's he going? Where's he going? He's disappeared. It's brilliant, isn't it? So hidden behind this little thicket, you've got this tiny, tiny little hidden path. Isn't it gorgeous? And it just covers the next kind of cattle grid style into another field. It must have been there centuries. What have you got? The log's bigger than him.
Really? And that's coming home with us, is it?
Only the dog.
Not the log.
No, I can't find his thing. Come here, you.
I want my log, Mummy.
Netley. Good boy. So this carving of a red Indian.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I think it's on the tower.
Let's go and find it. This tower was built in 1441. It is nearly 600 years old. I find that incredible. Have you found it?
I found it. This is the mason's mark.
Okay.
So obviously this tower is 15th century.
Yes.
Look here. Can you see a face?
Yes.
And people say this looks like an American Indian.
But when did you say it was?
15th century.
How would you have seen one?
Internet.
Seriously though, I mean that's incredible.
Isn't it? Yeah, unless he actually looked like that.
Oh, he could have done,
Yeah.
couldn't he?
What have you got then?
I have The King's England, Cornwall, a book from the 1930s. It's like a tourist guide, really. Should we see what it says about Gwinear? So Gwinear is a quiet spot with a peep of St Ives. The Norman church is gone, leaving behind two beakheads now in the wall of this 15th century church. A wall monument to the daughter of Tobias Lanyon is the only visible link with William Lanyon, who lived at what is now Lanyon Farm and left it to go round the world with Captain Cook. That's amazing, isn't it?
Captain Cook?
Yes.
I like that film. It's one with all the kids, isn't it? And the crocodile?
Captain Hook.
Ah, Captain Cook.
The one who discovered Australia.
Oh, him.
He saw one of the saddest sights. This is William Lanyon. He saw one of the saddest sights in the history of our empire, for he was there when Cook was struck down by cannibals at Hawaii.
Cannibals?
Cannibals. And apparently what they did, they actually boiled his body to get the flesh off his bones and gave the bones back to his shipmates. So what do they do with the flesh if they're cannibals? I don't know.
Perhaps they were hungry. Anyway, what's for tea?
So another little interesting fact, macabre maybe, verging on that. If you look at the height of the ground here, it's risen up quite significantly. And they say that's through the number of burials over the years, the ground level has risen. Kind of feels like you're walking in their garden, but it does open up into a footpath.
Sarah, where are we going?
What's he found now? Well, it just looks like a bit of old pot. Are you proud of yourself?
I mean, it's a museum piece then. Oh. And we're going to turn left down the driveway.
So you sure we're in the right place then?
Yeah, so this is a public footpath. We're actually
Yeah.
going down a driveway to an old manor house. Or it's a
Ooh.
farm, I think, a manor farm.
Polkinghorne Manor.
Yeah.
Let's go and find it. So we've got Polkinghorne, and it tells us a little bit about this farm. It says it's of great historic interest and there's been something here, so a farming family since 1290. Seems a long time ago, doesn't it? And the present house is chiefly of 18th century construction, but stands on an ancient Tudor building. The charming porch is 17th century, and the only relics of the Tudor mansion are some blocks of stone cut in the nearby barn. We're going to head on down into the valley, cross the little stream and go up the other side, over the railway line. We've now reached the bottom of the valley, and as you can see it's muddy. It's September. We haven't had any rain for a week or two, but it's still puddly, and I think the tractor regularly visits down here to feed his herd of cows, churning it up a bit more. That might influence your choice of footwear. We've got walking boots on. I don't know, maybe even wellies in the winter.
I saw that. Oh, it's sweet, aren't they, Sarah?
Look at that. That's for me. One
Dog-
for the boy.
Do dogs eat blackberries then?
This one does. That is beautiful. Gate leaning. Yeah.
Any trains coming?
I can't see. I know, you just get
So
my
we-
chin above it.
Oh, that's very good, like Bruce Forsyth. Good game, good game.
Yeah, there's definitely tracks down there.
So which way is that then, Sarah? Where would that be going?
Penzance is that way.
On the main line, yeah?
Yeah, next stop is actually Hayle, isn't it? At the end of the track, you come to a metal gate and a stile that our dog is currently... Oh, look, there he is. He's clever. He went underneath it. So we're going to turn left back to Angarrack. Entering Angarrack. This hill is really steep back down to the pub, but at least we're going downhill. Our walk today started in Angarrack and went up to Gwinear Church. Had an amazing exploration of the church, finding all that history. So this walk is our own making.
Yeah, it's a 3.5 mile circular walk and we've had a great time today.
And if you wanted to find out a bit more about how to do it yourselves, join us on Patreon.